What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports Dude Hine Show. And in this video, I want to be continuing my series of doing a free agency simulation and a 3-round mock draft for each NFL team. This past video I did was of the Denver Broncos, so make sure to go check that out. And this video is of the Seattle Seahawks. This simulation will be from fanspeak.com, and the mock draft simulation will be from profootballnetwork.com. So let's go ahead and get into this video of basically an off-season preview for the Seattle Seahawks. Looking at Seattle here, they have about $30 million in cap space as we head into the offseason. There's a chance they can maybe, cut some players to get some more change there. And looking at the guys, they could possibly end up re-signing. In my opinion, aside from Brown, I don't think there's anybody that they have to re-sign. We can maybe try to sign Brown here. Let's say maybe $8 million here for Brown. And, he's kind of been inconsistent at times. And his contract this past couple years has been kind of expensive. But let's see if we can try to get him for 2 years for about $8 million. Potential guarantee will go 85. That might be kind of lowballing him there. Yeah, but we're able to get him there. So after that, we only have about $22 million in cap space for the Seattle Seahawks. Looking at the Seattle Seahawks here, kind of their, positions they really need help with. Obviously, offensive line. That's a big part of the reason why, there's been rumors about Russell Wilson possibly wanting out of Seattle and him possibly being traded and everything like that. So looking at the Seattle Seahawks team, I really think they could use a center. They have not had a good center in a very long time. Ben Jones and Ryan Jensen stand out to me. Ryan Jensen, I feel like that people might go into a bidding war for him because I feel like the Buccaneers are going to be dead set on him resigning due to Ali Marpet retiring just last week. So let's try Ben Jones here. I'm going to try Ben Jones for about $7.5 million. We'll try a 3-year contract for 3-year contract, 7.5 with percentage guarantee 80. See if he will accept that. A couple other people here. They have Gerald Everett, who is now a free agent. They had him for a 1-year contract coming in from the Rams this past offseason. I think they can use some help at tight end. This is an amazing free agency class for tight ends. I mean, there's so many guys. Just looking at this list here, CJ Uzomah, Zach Ertz, Dalton Schultz, Everett, Evan Ingram, Robert Tonyan. I mean, Mo Alley Cox from the Colts, O.J. Howard, Jimmy Graham. So many guys. There's several other decent ones as well. I actually want to try. Like I said, they don't have a ton of money, so let's try O.J. Howard for a $4.5 year $1 million contract for a 1-year deal. See if people accept that. I think that's a pretty, good signing if Seattle is able to get O.J. Howard. Let's see who else is available here. They could also use a left guard. There's several nice left guards, in my opinion. Quentin Spain being one of them. I think he's very underrated. Being a Bengals fan, watching Spain week after week, yes, he did suck against the Rams in the second half of the Super Bowl. But aside from that, he's been spectacular for Cincinnati this season and last year. A.J. Kane, the guard from the Jacksonville Jaguars, that's someone to possibly keep an eye out for Seattle fans. And Andrew Norwell, that's somebody else to possibly keep a look at too. I want to try Quentin Spain here. We're going to try $8 million for Quentin Spain. I think that's a terrific contract. Let's try 2 years, percentage guarantee. We'll go 80. And just like that, we're probably getting close to not having much money left. Let's see how much money we have left and see if these guys accepted their offer. So O.J. Howard declined their offer, and Quentin Spain accepted our deal for 2 years worth $8 million per season. And Ben Jones, the center from Tennessee, accepted our deal for 3 years for $7.5 per season. So that's slightly over $15 million spent on 2 outside free agents to improve this offensive line. We have $10 million left. They do not have a ton of cap space. Looking at some guys here, I think they could use a tad bit of help at corner. And somebody kind of stands out to me at corner. There's a couple guys I like. Darius Phillips, but he's more so he's a better returner, and obviously having Lockett, you're not going to have a replacement for Lockett when it comes to returning. Let's see here. Darqueze Dennard, I think he's pretty good. Let's see here. There's a couple guys I had an eye on here, but I'm not able to find them. Carlton Davis, he's one of them. I was very interested in. Maybe you can try him for, let's say, $4.5 million, because there's a chance he might not re-sign with Tampa Bay. And I think you're going to see that this offseason. Lots of people might not re-sign with Tampa Bay because Tom Brady's departure and Ali Marpet and they're retiring, and Chris Godwin might leave. So don't be surprised if the Buccaneers have lots of people not end up re-signing for them. I want to try tight end one more time here. There is a chance maybe we can get a tight end like Jeremy Ruckert or Trey McBride in the draft. But let's see here. Let's try. We already tried O.J. Howard, $4 million for 1 year. Let's try Evan Ingram for $5 million for a 1 year contract. Percentage guarantee 75. And after this, I feel like we don't have no money left. So let's see if we're able to get these guys. They both accept our offer. Carlton Davis, a 2-year deal worth $4.5 per season, and Evan Ingram accepted our deal for 1 year worth $5 million this season. Despite us signing Evan Ingram to a 1 year contract, I'm still very interested in possibly drafting a tight end in the mid rounds. So the Seattle Seahawks have $2 million in cap space. So that really about does it for the free agency part. Possibly they can cut some guys to create some more cap space and sign some more people for Seattle. But I feel like we had some nice additions to the offensive line, and really helped Russell Wilson's be able to get in the pocket, out of the pocket, and everything. Maybe help his case for telling him that why he should stay in Seattle, because it really helped improve the offensive line in the offseason with this video. So looking at it here, we will now do the mock draft simulation. The Seattle Seahawks do not have a first-round pick that belongs to the New York Jets. So looking at the Seahawks right here, we're a 3-round mock draft from ProFootballNetwork.com. So as we see here, the Seattle Seahawks, it's very interesting because it just kind of depends who's available for Seattle. There's no desperate need here, because I feel like we kind of attacked that in the offseason by some of those signings in free agency. But Zion Johnson really stands out to me. I'm very surprised he's available there. But we did already sign Quentin Spain. Maybe we can use maybe switch Johnson to right guard. Who knows? Drake Jackson, I feel like they can use some help at edge. That is a phenomenal pick. The more I think about that, because really, what has Carlos Dunlap done since he's been to Seattle the past 6 months or a year or so? Really, he did some nice things his first half season with Seattle, because obviously he was traded during the season in the 2020 year. But this past year, Carlos Dunlap's basically his biggest play for Seattle was throwing a shoe. So I want to take Drake Jackson here. I think that's a phenomenal pickup. Get some more, help at edge, and who knows? Maybe they end up, getting rid of Dunlap to get a guy like Drake Jackson in the second round. Probably a better player already at this point. Carlos Dunlap's career, and much, much cheaper for Seattle. So looking at it here, the Seattle Seahawks have 1 third-round pick. I'm looking at tight end here. And let's see here. Jeremy Ruckert. I honestly don't know if this is a reach or not, because I've seen Jeremy Ruckert be anywhere between around 70 to 100. I don't do trades in these videos. They're way, way, way too unrealistic. But, some of these players in these rankings for ProFootballNetwork.com are kind of crazy. As you see here, the 92nd player in the big board, Bernard Rainman, I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, from Central Michigan. He's projected first-round pick, but he's their 92nd player overall. That could Jeremy Ruckert, maybe that could be the same case for him. Not a first-round pick, but maybe a mid-third, something like that, instead of projected here, kind of more so fourth. I want to get Jeremy Ruckert here, the tight end from Ohio State. I like that pick there. Like I said, just because we signed the tight end to a 1 year contract does not mean the Seattle Seahawks are out of the market to draft a tight end. I still think it's a possibility. So looking at the draft, like I said, they did not have a first-round pick. That belongs to the New York Jets. But we were able to get Drake Jackson in the second round and Jeremy Ruckert, the tight end from Ohio State, in the third, despite us only having 2 picks. And I feel like we did pretty good, for Seattle there. So looking at, the moves we did in the offseason, I'm going to kind of look at this, schedule here for the Seahawks in the 2022 season. Based on the moves in this video, how many wins can the Seahawks have this upcoming year? So I kind of have these in groups of 4 here. So Cardinals, Chiefs, Chargers, and Rams. I think they can win 2 of those. Let's see here as we continue. The Saints, 49ers, Buccaneers, and Cardinals. I think they can win 2 or 3. So let's say 4 or 5 wins so far. Rams, 49ers, Falcons, and Panthers, 2 or 3 again. And then the Broncos, Raiders, Lions, Jets, and Giants. 3 or 4 there. When I look at the Seahawks team, despite them, not really being good, this past season, definitely, the Seahawks' worst record since Russell Wilson has been in the NFL. They are still capable of being in the playoffs this year, in my opinion. Just if we get some of those moves that we did, the moves that we did in the free agency, we were able to re-sign Brown. We signed Quentin Spain. We signed Ben Jones, 2 really nice guys to help the offensive line for Seattle. We were also able to sign Evan Ingram and Carlton Davis, the corner from Tampa Bay. We were able to draft Drake Jackson, the edge from USC, and the tight end from Ohio State, Jeremy Ruckert. I feel like the Seattle team is capable of being in the playoffs next season, especially, when you look around the NFC West, obviously the Rams are going to be hard to beat. The 49ers are very inconsistent. Even though they went to the NFC Championship game, I feel like Seattle can beat them. And the Cardinals, they're up in the air. They're so freaking inconsistent. But I feel like Seattle is capable of having 8, 9, maybe 10 wins this upcoming year. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Seattle Seahawks do in the offseason, in the free agency, in just a week and a half or so. And that really about does it for my video. If you're new to the channel or if you have seen my videos before, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would really, really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time on the Sports Dude Hines Show.